I think inertia in product management is probably one of the biggest ones. It's so easy sometimes if you sit within the customer demographic of the product you're building to use yourself as a customer insight to go, well, I was using the mobile app yesterday and I really struggled doing this thing. But you're not. It's just inertia. It's your own product. You're not a realistic example of customers doing it. And I see it all the time. Any team I've ever built who builds a checkout process moans about the checkout process being too long and too complicated. But that's because they fill it out 100 times a day whilst they're testing and going through the checkout process. And it's kind of like, well, if you're going to do it 100 times a day, it's going to piss you off, because the best thing is that it just doesn't happen and it's just not there. But actually, as a customer, that's unrealistic to expect that would happen, and you kind of got to gather that data. So inertia is absolutely huge in product owners. The number of times I see guys who will go, oh, well, in iOS, we can now do Touch ID. So we should implement Touch ID in these 1,000 places throughout the app. And you're kind of like, well, our customers are 60 years old and running iPhone 4S. Like, so what about Touch ID? Do it in 4 years' time, like when they've had the hand-me-downs and they're now on the success. Maybe you can do an educational piece and bring those guys on board. But actually, inertia is kind of like a disease in product management. It's very, very easy to spread. It only takes one product owner in a team to begin to use their self as a survey of one and go unchallenged before the whole team believe that that's kind of the acceptable thing to do. So the way to, I guess, learn that lesson and overcome it is in every single product meeting we have, when people go, well, I think this, is just to kind of shoot them down straight away and go, we're not building for you. We're not building a product for one person, we're building a product for a pool of customers. Or when people go like, oh, well, anecdotally, I spoke to my mum yesterday and my mum said this. It's kind of, well, she's your mum. She's going to tell you she loves it. She's not going to point out all its flaws. So inertia is absolutely a huge issue in product management. It's one to avoid like the plague. And actually, it's most helpful if you work in a team which is aware of that and can ground one another in it. If you try and do that yourself, you'll be reasonably successful, but you'll be most successful in a team where no one stands for inertia and everyone is very hard on making sure it's eradicated.